Alright, so this is part 2. I've just basically started a new one. I got like a 7.9 gigabyte file to upload. For part 1 here, I'm just continuing exactly from where I was before. So what I had done so far is I showed how to bootstrap. I showed how Haiku Porter theoretically is supposed to work. I showed an example of it failing. I was right in the middle of compiling Gettext. I had basically done xproto and bzip2 and dealt with those issues. I showed how to change Gettext to revert to a different version and avoid problems that could come up by reverting to a new version. And I had predicted that Gettext would fail at this point, and that I would have to make some changes, and now I'm going to actually go ahead and do that. If I can stop coughing. So, here's the error, and it's basically saying, okay, oh, this is the pipe 2C error. Okay, so now this is the kind of detail you're not going to get out of Haiku Porter, at least at this stage. So, and that's what I don't understand about Haiku Porter. If it's a tool to help people port things, give them this information because they're not end users. Otherwise, don't have it. The only reason to use Haiku Porter and not a package that's already compiled is to make something new. That's my opinion. Okay, let's get back to this. So we have an error in Gettext tools GNU-lib pipe 2C and function pipe 2. So let's go get that. So here we are. We're in boot home package source. Make sure this thing's big enough. Darn it. I hate it when the mouse integration isn't working. All right. Pull away. Yes, we're gonna go to circle to oblivion. All right. Back to this. Where were we? Okay, so we're gonna go into package source devel. Now you notice that none of this stuff really had to be done in NetBSD. Well, that's because case number 1, the hard disk doesn't support hard links. Okay, so people that have made package source made an assumption about the operating systems that are going to use it, and that it's going to be their hard disk file system is actually going to be able to handle hard links. So the fact that the file system doesn't handle hard links is the reason why. One of the reasons why. But most people expect that it will be able to handle hard links. I had to mess with it. For xproto, the fact that we've decided in re-implementing the B operating system, in which our legacy apps aren't really running that well anymore, and you can't go out and you can't really buy Go Be Productive anymore. Maybe you can buy it on eBay, but if we had even 1,000 new desktop users that were fresh and excited about using this operating system, they're not going to be able to. There's not going to be enough copies of Go Be Productive out there for the B system or Haiku to actually run. But even if you did buy it, I've been told either the disk won't read properly, or when it does, it just won't install right, because I've tried it before. Well, why am I saying that? Well, we've chosen to re-implement bits as the function call instead of fds_bits, and it hasn't provided us with backward compatibility, but it just makes it harder for us to have to patch stuff if we just decide to go back and change that, or didn't do that in the first place, we wouldn't have this problem. But the system would still look the same. That's just the name of a variable. Okay, so that's my opinion, and I do have a strong opinion about this. All right, so let's go into pipe C. So first of all, we're going to devel, go to Gettext. Now, one thing that is nice, I don't know if this is exactly true, but it could be. It seems to go back to where I was before, and it may even seem to kind of go in this box where I've been in the terminal. That's a nice feature. It is a beautiful operating system. The package manager is beautiful. I just want people to be able to use it. That's probably the reason why I'm doing this. I want to get a bunch of people started. Maybe we can jump ahead of where I'm at. Okay, so we're going to go into, now here it says, and this is in the work directory, right? Gettext, work, Gettext tools is what failed. Gettext tools, work, GNU lib. That's actually in this folder. This one? See, I get confused. We are actually compiling what? We're compiling Gettext tools, not just Gettext. So where am I? Okay, Gettext tools, work, Gettext, then Gettext tools, then GNU lib, then pipe 2C, which should be in here. Open this with, I like PE better, pencil's done. Okay, what did I do here? With, where is my Gettext? This is going to be an awfully boring presentation if I don't find it. Is it this thing? No, that's links. Is it? Yeah, right. Okay, so here it is. So I have to go to, I have to add, okay, so first of all, it's going to tell me what line the error is on. And this is line 81, and it has this zero text undeclared function in the first function. So what ends up being the answer for this, and it's pretty much easy. Okay, you see this Pkgsrc? All you gotta do is just copy this and paste it using Alt-V. You just changed Pkgsrc to text in caps. Keep the 0 there. Save that sucker. Also, guess what we're going to do? Since I know I'm going to have to do this more than once, I'm going to copy this over to the desktop. There it is. And when I need it again, guess what I'm going to do? That's right, I'm going to use it. So, and then I'm still going to have those missing files problem at the end. So let's do. And we're just going to leave off where we were before, and now it's able to actually compile that. So there should be a pipe2c.o file here, or LO. There it is. There's your linker object, and we're moving to the next stage. So it's not going to fail until it attempts to install. And then when it attempts to install, it's a matter of the missing files. Now, the good news is I just happen to be using the same version of Gettext that's already on my system. Now, what do you think I'm going to do? That's right, I'm going to cannibalize it. So I'm going to show you how to do that, how to cannibalize already packaged versions of software, and I'm even going to do some controversial things here that are not best practices and are just basically a way to move on to the next thing so you can compile what you want to compile. This is the poor man's very desperate, ugly hack version of application creation. So far I have not gone there, but I will get there. So, just warning you now. Now, I decided to use version 18.1 because I saw that, well, it was available on Haiku Depot. So if they were able to do it, I'd probably be able to do it. Okay, so now I haven't really had to know much. I honestly, if you want to know, do I know what that stuff at the top meant with the text and the text and keep the zero there, the if def and the else and the end if? No, I have no idea what that does, except for get rid of an error. So, you know, as long as I can do that, I'll keep it up. I mean, it's just, that's about the level of programming knowledge that I have. I mean, those whole things look like gibberish to me. So now we're doing something here. Maybe it's going to try to install. That looked interesting. So that's going to happen twice. So, whatever. No big whoopee-doo. You know, I'll have 4 packages listed as installed, and then I'll move on to Perl. Perl works fine, as long as you have, I think you don't need any much of any changes, actually. It's 520. I may have had to go down. Let me review that. Links is fun. OpenSSL is a real treat, so you want to stick around for that. Yeah, so yeah, if you don't get Perl right, you're in a world of pain because nothing else will work from there. There's some basically at some point when they started making Perl 5, they decided to put a library file that all of the Perl packages want to be able to find in a very odd location. And I don't know if it has something to do with pathing. I'm a mix of some knowledge and some cluelessness. So, and I don't even know how pathing really works here in Haiku, actually. So basically, we have 2 Gettext tool compiles to finish. We're in the middle of the first one, and a second Gettext tool compile to finish. Let's see how Firefox is doing, by the way. This is a NetBSD, though. I can't even dream. Okay, we're 89% of the source code for Firefox. At a blazing speed of 115 kilobytes a second. And now I have 2 operating systems that want to trap my mouse and keep it from me. Now, once you get a number of base applications in, these are called dependencies. So if these base apps aren't compiled and installed and available to your change root system, which is Pkgsrc, then you're not going to be able to compile anything new. So you got to get this stuff in there. Now this hasn't really taken too long. Once the path has been blazed, the steps are easy. But getting there, this probably took me a whole afternoon to figure out how to get this thing solved for Gettext. But then once you know how to do it, you know how to do it. Are we still doing this? Come on. Now, meanwhile, NetBSD, okay, so now it looks like it's going to try to install. Gettext. Tools, the first one. Because there's a second one that's part of the main Gettext. It's just crazy. But this Gettext tool is very fundamental to a lot of things. So. Oh, maybe Firefox will start soon. I just hate how this is stuck in here. It's like, this is what compiling software looks like. You want things to go well because it still takes a long time. So if you got to port stuff and then you got to wait for it to compile, that's a real treat. And one reason why you won't have a lot of packages available for your system is because it's too hard to get the compile started in the first place. You just don't, if you don't have enough manpower, you want to make it easy as you can for everybody. And we're still going. My God. Alright, so now over here in NetBSD land, it's trying to fetch autoconf for some reason. Okay, now here's my stop. This is, I predicted this. Well, I didn't really predict it. I've already experienced it. So it's saying that this first error here is basically saying we can't create a package because we're missing stuff down here. And it repeats itself. So there's basically a Gettext runtime MO, a Gettext tools MO, and that is in Gettext tools. So I really should remove that from plist. All right, so where are we at? Gettext tools. Let's go. Go up. So we do the package list. We do not want to have include Gettext runtime MO, Gettext tools MO. That is housed where? LC meshes. Oh, okay. Gettext. Oh, and what's this from? You're gonna be very PA and HR. It says can't stat, not there. So I'm looking for the HR and the PA. That should be listed right there, but they're either not in the list. So okay, is this HR runtime? Is that what this is? Oh, we gotta unlock it. I don't know why these make files are locked. It's usually not that way. Okay. Is the HR is the Gettext runtime MO. Come on. Back. And this PA here, if you can see it, is Gettext tools MO. Gotcha, right there. Now, you know that this error, I know that this error is repeated over on the other plist. And this plist happens to be for, package list, happens to be for not the Gettext tools that's buried in Gettext, but the Gettext tools that's at the top. Let's save that. Yes, I do want to save it, even though it's read-only. Let's do. Okay, so now I'm going to go over to Gettext. It's already moved on. It's not waiting for me. Okay, where's my plist? It may error out before I even get there. It's one of these buried things. Oh, you know what? No, it's good. It's going to work. All right. So there's only one plist to edit. That's good. Now, to see, and also for Firefox here, you can see it's still wanting to get stuff. It's trying to do zip. It's trying to get PySQLite, bunch of stuff before it's going to install Firefox. So all those things, just like Gettext, are going to have to be ported over. Now, this wasn't a big deal. So far, up to Gettext is nothing. I don't even know why anybody would want to make a recipe or a patch for that when this will do it just fine. Except for the fact that the output from this is not going to be in the Haiku package format. But I'm sure someone will be able to convert it. I mean, basically, the package source format is a zip version of where the files belong on the hard disk. Perl's going to be next, and that should go pretty smoothly. So this is just going to go. There isn't a second package list, actually, for the sub-package of Gettext. This is actually going to go okay. And that last one's not going to be a problem. Oh, what are we doing here? What are you saying? We got... What's the problem here? Oh, a bunch of man pages are missing? What's that? Oh. There's a typo on the package list in Gettext. I forgot about that. It's got a XZ instead of a GZ. Open with, style edit. I'm in the wrong one. Packaged here. It's probably the problems are in tools here. Let's see. I remember it was up here towards the top somewhere. There it is. So that we don't want this to be read only. It needs to be a GZ. And we're doing something over here for Firefox, but that's not. It's not Haiku. We're not even close. we're struggling. Okay, let's do it again. All right, so this is the second Gettext, actually. It couldn't be finished yet. So this pipe 2C I'm going to copy over. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to wait till the right time until it fails, because otherwise sometimes they just get wiped out. This is my desktop. I dug into the home, went to the desktop. There I am. File copy. I'm ready. Just ready for the error to actually take place. And it thinks it's almost done here. It's doing bin install, which means trying to install stuff. And it's going by so fast. I think it's just plain old Gettext instead of Gettext tools. Now, before it failed twice, I mean, maybe it won't. You can see this looks oh so familiar here. It's really doing both the package. Now, over here, it's doing another dependency called nspr. So Perl was a mystery for a while, but Perl actually works out, at least from what I could tell. OpenSSL is a nightmare. I'm gonna look like a real hack when I get to OpenSSL. And what's that other SOB of a program? Python. Oh my god. All right, so here we are doing our man page handling it. Either it's going to work or it's not. Oh my god. All right. No problems there. So now it's just going to do Gettext a printf, and I know that's going to work because I remember it works. I seem to remember having to do that pipe 2C twice, so I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it wants to do this printfx first, but let's see what package info tells us. All right. Yeah. So the main Gettext has not been installed yet. So this aspirant F is going to work. It's not going to have a problem. And then Gettext is going to have the same problem we had before. Probably not with the package list, but who knows? Maybe incomplete package list. I remember there was a lot of errors. And hopefully this isn't going to take too damn long. I mean, it's like, come on. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, as I said in the first part, yeah, downloading source code and compiling it is not a cakewalk, especially in a environment that is new to the source code. So that being the case, there's no reason to do it. Unless, I mean, well, unless they compile really well. Now, the first time I did KD3 was back in probably 2003. I mean, it was over 10 years ago, and that took a week. This only took a day. I mean, the computers are a lot faster than they used to be. Firefox took about a week or two, but this Firefox might just take a day. We'll see how it goes, but it's still going. It's not having any of these kind of issues. What are we doing here? Unwrapping files to be installed. So either it's going to give me some errors or it's going to be fine. Alright, so aspirant F installed. Right there. All right, so I'm just waiting for the main one. Is it installing? No, it's not. Damn it. I know it's just Gettext wrapped around those, containing those four things, which kind of, it's redundant. I think I remember it actually uses some of that redundancy to its own advantage, but we'll find out. Because if I run out of things to talk about, okay, then I could go into the build link thing, because that was really neat. But I would rather do that while I actually demonstrate that it works. And I may even stop my video and restart it before I do that. I also could do some smaller builds that really don't amount to anything, just to show how easy it is. I mean, the main thing with package source is that you don't have to mess with source code. Finding out, well, where's the website? Google search. Okay, there's the website. Which version am I going to use? Okay, download that. Oops, there's a dependency. Go find the website. Who wants to do that when they have another tool set already does all that for you? And you can have all this for the cost of a cup of coffee. And I'm not really trying to sell it, but this is a good way to look into the next set of things you're going to do. But now, also keep in mind, this is a cakewalk for me because I've already done all the hard work. I know what to do. It took me a long time to figure out what to do with these things. With lots of gnashing of the hair and pulling of the teeth and yelling out a victory cry when Gettext actually installed the first time because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So let's see. Okay, so it's configured now. Now, see, I don't know what it's trying to do here. And sometimes I wonder whether if config gives a no answer, if that's a problem that it just passes on, but it's still a problem. Who knows? The only good news is, and I guess I'll get into some of my ugly hacks. So what I'm going to end up doing is, first I'm going to show that openssl just isn't going to work. I've tried reverting all this other stuff, and I'll get to that eventually. That's after I do Perl. And I'm going to end up taking one of the Haikuos packages and unwrapping the thing and putting all the parts where it belongs. So, and even making a fake database entries, so Pkgsrc thinks it has an installed package when it doesn't. So I can move on to other things that I would want to compile. But the good news about that is, you know, if you get a dependency like Perl, the package doesn't actually need the whole installation of Perl as a dependency. It probably needs one little module. And so even if you, what I call, use a dog's wishbone to, you know, force the installation, because it won't take anyway. And that shouldn't be happening, quite frankly. But it does. And I think part of the reason why these things won't compile, the ones I have the most problem with are the packages that want, by grepping, appear to want to have write access to the root directory. We don't have a user local directory. And if the installer needs that to be able to, like, Python will first do a base install, and it wants to make these submodules. And if it doesn't have write access to the user directory, but all the scripts assume that it will, or that Python's actually installed there, then game over. You know, it's not going to happen. Now, Haiku does do some call. So let me explain here. First, there's this program called env. So env thinks it's in the bin directory. Okay, there is no bin directory, but it thinks it's there. That's good. Let's try Python. Okay, Python thinks it's in the bin directory. But it doesn't think it's in user local bin or user bin, you know, the USR directory. But the scripts think it's there. So it won't run. It just won't, literally will not work. So I wonder if I could make a symbolic link, and that might be the answer. And hopefully I don't have this backwards. I think if they want a user local or something, or user bin. If I have this wrong, it's my own damn fault. It says, nope, can't do it. Read-only file system, go to hell. So, game over unless I'm able to somehow grep through 1,000. There's a document here. Where do I have this? I have a printout where I did a grep of the directory. It was for Python though. Gettext is down here. Got a mess on the floor. Well, I don't know. I could grep for it after I get it installed and show you that. Basically, it's looking for user local. It's not there, and you can't make it. So, and even though the user's root, it's too bad for you, because, you know. I don't think I have anything. I don't know why it's just a mess here, but anyway, there's Python. Let's see if I have that printout. Well, we'll see. Maybe I might be able to work through it. I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to. You know, and if the thing would compile otherwise and it's failing because of that, That was a bad choice. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is. I mean, what else can I say? Alright, so where are we at here? So we've got... Oh yeah, the failure in Gettext, the predictable pipe2c, where are we? And this happens to be in Gettext, but in the Gettext tools subdirectory. Okay, so we're going to file, copy what we've already done. Gettext here, and then there's a work directory for that thing. Okay, where exactly is this? GNU lib. Now, what's going on here? What's going on here is that whereas most operating systems will actually pass on that overly stupid... I mean, if I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and I just put the 0 text at the top of the file, you know, let's see, let me show you where it is. Once again, we get this straight. This right here. I don't know what the fuck that is. All I know is that it works. And it's redundant. Somewhere in this code down at the bottom, there's another 0 underscore text. And for some reason, when you compile in Haiku, it's, oh, can't do that. But when you compile in some other operating system, because I know I compiled Gettext over here in NetBSD, it didn't error. So what is it about Haiku that we got to patch stuff that other environments don't care about? Well, it's this whole, it's like we're too obsessed with purity. We really are. And so we're having to work for stuff that would have just come to us easily. This isn't really considered a bug anymore, I don't think. It might be, and if it is, and if these are actually security holes, then maybe it is good that we're going through this exercise. But I don't know if these patches will ever... I don't see, what you're supposed to do when you patch, I'm supposed to make a note of the line number, which would be line 40, and then I have to have like minuses for, you know, actually not line 40, it's line, no, it is line 40, line 40, 41, and 42. I'm supposed to make a note of that and make a patch file or run a diff against the two, and then go post this at Haiku ports. I get a big job ahead of me. So I'm making the knowledge public this way. But I don't know how to make I really don't know how to make a patch, actually. I really don't. I know the program diff is somehow involved. I've read about it, but I've never done it myself. And when the next version of Gettext comes out, that same change will be necessary, but it won't be on lines 40 through 42, so you got to do it all over again. And if you're off by one line, you get the result that you had in Haiku Porter. Won't compile. So to me, it's just not. It's a lot of work for, and there's something missing in the Haiku kernel or some setting that causes everything to fail versus just passing on it like every other normal program. All right, so let's redo this again. You know, if you want people to use your operating system, you don't want to trivially make people patch things just because you think it's more proper. It's an insurmountable amount of work for people to overcome. A lot of people will stop at this stage. They will not try further. This took me a long time to figure out just that simple answer. And then basically that's my point. And it's sad to see such a beautifully working operating system to to go unused. Now, I could be wrong. It could have nothing to do with choices that were made, but it seems to fall in line with some of the other choices that were made, like not allowing write access to the root of the file system. You know, because they want it to be as a pure replication of the old BEOS. Well, B-Inc no longer exists, but the people that want to use this operating system do. Alright, so now we're compiling here. Let's see what's going on over here with Firefox. That's not Firefox. That's not NetBSD, but this is NetBSD. So it's compiling. So this is Firefox. Things are going awfully slow, but whatever. Now, if all the dependencies for Firefox will build on Haiku, then Firefox will build for Haiku. One would think. But Firefox is a lot larger than Gettext. So it's going to be more demanding. Unfortunately, I don't have a pause button, but I do have a lot to say, so. Now, hopefully it's not going to give me the same error I had before. You know, this file's missing, that file's missing, but we're still compiling. This is like we're running at turtle speed. I mean, now after I get Perl in there, I may just go straight to links, depending on what it needs. So isn't that exciting? You guys get to watch Alright, and links is very interesting, actually. Links, and I'm going to show this. Links actually needs, well, let me first explain what Links is a very old web browser. Links is the kind of web browser that was in existence when, before there was Windows. And it hasn't changed much, so you can imagine how it runs. It's pretty much a text-based web browser. There have been some instances where the people have compiled links and it's come out where it just doesn't, or just isn't able to make network connections all that well. I do have to chop out a little bit of the code for that. Mutt, I think I have a better grip on what it needs, but I'm still not. I'm going to do some other things that are probably good practice that I'm not doing with this. To figure out how to get Mutt to behave properly, because Mutt wants a temp directory, and Mutt wants a configuration file and user local, and we don't got that. So it's another reason why I started over. Plus, I wanted to show this. So I'm also doing this to show maybe where someday I'll look back at this and say, well, that's where you were, you know. And, oh, you're right there. Oh, you're wrong there, you know. So I could see if I've learned anything, but also to pass on the mix of information and misinformation I have that's able to get me this far. So, are we close? This is just, my God, this Firefox is like, are we moving? It's okay. It's moving. It's just it'll be like that for a long time, pretty much. As you notice, I don't actually have a Firefox icon here, right? I also haven't really officially configured this for KDE3. I had to use xinit to get me here. Then I started KDE out of this little shell here. If I close the shell, everything else would collapse. So, and there I am once again, where I don't want to be. And let's go back to Haiku. Okay, so we have a problem here, and same deal. Oh no. What is the deal here? We have... Oh yeah, I thought this was very interesting. There's two identical packages, but the package lists differ between the two of them. So we have, we're missing, this is a can't stat, means it's missing a international copying.lib file. So that's on the P list, right? So let's go into Gettext. And you know what? If there is an identical copy of this file on the other installation, I will use it. Which will be my first ugly hack. But let's try to do the plist first. So, we have a... under international, some copying.lib that is actually not there. Oh, gotta make this readable. Now, if you look into this directory and see what actually is there, if I find some different, let's see. Gettext in there. No, go back because I'm going to go to the .des directory. Because that's where this is like a mirror of what's going to be in the zip file. And this is boot home Pkgsrc, Gettext, international. Aha. So that I should put on the file list a copying.lib /2.0 and 2.1. So there were differences between the two versions, right? So I'm having to update the package list to reflect those differences, which is the one side effect of the choice I've made to revert to a different version of Gettext 2.0. 2.0.0. Copy this. Copy, and the highlight seems to disappear, but it's still there. So if you're doing it this way, don't think that it isn't holding on to your stuff. All right, so what is this? 2.1, right? Let's say, what else we got on the list here? We have a file called libgnu international INH. So I do want to save it. Okay, now on this, I remember this is backwards. This has, oh wait, yeah, right. But the real file actually is h.in, I believe. Let's take a look. And that is in, is this thing here? Still in the international directory, so, what's it called? libhin. There it is. So now I've changed that around. That was probably a bug they fixed when they went to 0.183. Then we got something called verify H that's on the list, but what really is on the list is nothing. Let's see, is that in the same directory? Yes, it is. So I don't see there actually is a verify H. So I am going to eliminate that from the list. right there. Bye-bye. And xsize.c. which is really, in this case, xsize.h. xsize.s. So that C thing is not a part of this package. Thank you very much. I'm going to save this. And let's go. Let's go back and let's go. Do. What am I missing now? I think I have to put a copy on the hard disk. What's going on? Did I go to the wrong place? This is in the main Gettext. Am I in the other one? Ugh, it's so hard to keep track of. Can't stat develop get where. Wait a second. That's where I'm at. This is just the package list. Because those, I thought I changed. Did I change the package list? See, I'm starting to get tired, so I'm probably gonna call it quits soon. So this, so why does it think that it needs to be? You know what? I think I have to do this whole thing over again. I have to. This package list had to be the way it had to be correct to start with. So I'm glad I kept the pipe too. I don't want to do this again. All right, this is how you make clean. This is gonna take a while. Okay, so bmake clean. Now what this is gonna do is gonna end up deleting the pipe2c file that I put in there. So I should have paid more attention last time, and I should have actually kept this p list. Very important. So this is actually extra work I'm having to do because I'm using Pkgsrc. It looks at the package list first, and it just is not going to undo anything. So now I'm going to go back, do it again. This time I won't get the error because it's not on the P list, but now I have to go through the whole thing again. It really sucks because the error is actually the same error I had before when Gettext tool compiled. What? No NetBSD. There it is. Okay. Still going. I'm not really worried about it having problems. Just going to keep compiling, Eventually I'm going to have a Firefox package, which is great. I don't even know what version I'm building, actually. Just kind of. So it's going to do the whole thing. At least it's not going to try to download the source code again. It's got that. But it's going to do the whole compile thing all over again. Already found its dependencies. These are hard-earned, let me tell you. And this is with the advantage of having it download the source code for me. Let's see how much source code I've actually downloaded so far, which is probably not a lot. Over here in dist files. Yeah. 5 packages. Oh my god. And there probably is a bug in the package list. I don't get that. I don't know why it was different the way it was. So, yeah, it's just doing configure right now. It's going to fail at pipe 2C, and I'm going to copy it in, but then I know it'll work from there. At least I think it'll work from there. I may just get frustrated and create some fake files to fill those spots in, because I don't want to have to do this again. Because I got everything I need, really, for Gettext to move on to the next thing, and that's Perl. I don't know what Perl means. I'm just going to do Perl. Forget it. All right, so applications, terminal. You can do more than one of these at a time, but if I see Gettext coming up, I'm just going to stop it with Control D. Okay. So let's go. Let's go to languages, CD languages, and Perl. Of course, no caps, thank you. And Perl 5. There I am. And let's do. Let's go download the source code. Anything interesting what's going on over here? No, it's still compiling. Now, if you're on a slower internet connection, this takes longer. If you haven't set your router up for IPv6, and you have slow connections like I do, at least in NetBSD 4. Sorry, NetBSD. Yeah, I'm getting tired. All right, source code's downloaded. Let's see. Perl 5 site prefix boot home package. That looks very good. Right? I don't want it to be shooting for something like user local. We're in a change root environment. Okay, so what Pkgsrc does is it makes the compiler think that boot home package is the root directory or something like that. Kind of. Not exactly. Well, I'm not sure. Who cares? I don't know. Anyway. So interesting about this NetBSD is it's actually compiling, but the screen won't let me see that. See, it's moving. But not until I click on the little shell console will actually change what it's displaying. Feels me unworthy. See, all these user package, user X11. Now, NetBSD, neither NetBSD or Haiku have. Well, NetBSD doesn't have any VirtualBox Ghost editions. Haiku did at one point, but I tried it recently, and I couldn't figure out what to do with the package in the first place. In the second place, I didn't look like it worked anyway. All right, so we are checking stuff here. So Perl 5 is a real treat if you don't know what to do with the library. If it fails here, then this will be a good way for me to demonstrate that the M library, how to override that. I'm actually hoping that'll happen. So I'm like compiling 3 different things at the same time. Both tools are checking for everything. Checking whether the char file, do you have GNU G++? Checking for signatures or status. Okay, so I still have my pipe 2C file. Notice how I don't delete it until I got this thing installed. Are we... It's creating something or other. This is Gettext. Now, if Perl has any dependencies, those might... Found, not found. Now, if any of the plist didn't work, I'm just going to start hacking. So, I mean, at some point, I'm not sure why Gettext won't compile with the version they have there in Pkgsrc, but I tried and I had some progress, but at the end of the day, I didn't make it to the finish line, so I decided to revert before I went crazy and pulled my hair out. But the goal is to be able to compile stuff like Firefox in this environment. And to use a tool that makes things easy for me. Most of the time, I'm just sitting here, Granted, I know what to do in these situations because I've already been through this and I've already somewhat solved the issues that have come up, but it's trying to compile things in the international directory. It's just like, come on. I think I remember this. It was saying, this is defined but not used, and then suddenly just crashes. We'll see. Testing over here. Am I gonna get some success? Now, some of the Perl modules get installed to start with, but some don't. And what would happen is if I didn't move the libperl.so to the library directory in boot package, boot home package, Pkgsrc, the next program that tried to compile, which I forgot what that was, it might have been Python, it just would crap out. And the way I got the answer is I went down and I opened up one of the packages. In fact, I could probably do that. I could probably go, okay, so here we are. We got our stop here. All right, so that didn't do anything. Oh no, that's the pipe2c. Okay, so let's move this thing. File, copy, where are we? We are in Gettext, but Gettext tools. So here we go. Gettext, work, Gettext tools, GNU lib. See, when I did make clean, the change I made got erased. Everything got cleared out. Start from scratch. And the reason why I had to do make clean is because I want to try to get this to actually install cleanly. I could have created fake files in those places, but yeah, what's the point? So I'm not a hack at heart, but I will hack if I get desperate. Okay, let's try this again. The good thing about this is it'll use what it's compiled already and pick up where it left off fairly quickly. It's not exactly true all the time, but I'm pretty sure we got past the international. Pipe2c, where is that? That's in GNU lib. I can't tell where we're at. I don't know if we're redoing stuff or not. And here's Perl, still doing its stuff. It's doing the modules now, pretty much. It may actually be registered as an installed package. I'm not sure. Let's look. Nope. Not yet. Okay, so then once these are installed, we still got other dependencies. Isn't that great? So, bundle of joy and fun. All right, so, oh yeah, I was going to go into the little. Okay, so over here at boot system, this folder called packages. So when I get really desperate, what I do, and if I need one of these packages, what I end up doing is going down to find the package that I need, such as, say, Python. And if it's not here, there it is. I'll just copy this over, say, to the home directory. Go to the home directory. Now I'm actually going to create a new folder called Python. I'm just doing this as an example for now, but I'm going to do something very similar, if not exact, later on. So I may even keep this in place. I'm going to cut this, put it in there, file, and paste. And I'm going to use the expander by double clicking on it, and I'm going to go ahead and expand it within the boot home Python directory. And as you can see, it starts to populate things with things I might need if my Python compilation fails. And if I really want to hack, what I could do is go into the library directory and call that libpython 2.6.so.1.0 libpython 2.7.so.1.0 if my system won't create that for me. So that's what happened to me last time, so we'll see what happens this time. Meanwhile, mini-Perl is still doing its stuff, and Gettext is still doing its stuff. It's probably past where it was before, but not really completely done. This is about exciting. I need Andres Contour to come here and make this exciting. What is this? Warning, something's undefined. Oh, whatever. Doesn't matter if it compiles. You just want to get it to compile. Yeah, I could joke around about that for a while. Now, sometimes these things won't compile because there's an undeclared function with some text in it. I'm perfectly willing to get rid of the text. A function basically, from what I've come to understand over the last 2 weeks, is some kind of strange-looking set of words to the left of some strange-looking things in parentheses. So, I know that much. So that has helped me at times, having that very limited knowledge. And we'll see what happens. So come on. This is like, are we there yet? We're still in the international area. We're at God knows what. I'm getting tired. Now, nothing yet. Okay. That's how you do. I'm going to get rid of this right now because I'm eventually going to have so much junk here. And I know how to do it. So I'm going to the trash. Now, when I was reading about the Python error that came up, there were some people, it's the same error that keeps coming up. There's this module called struct.py that just will not work. Some people were saying, oh, just go ahead and force the install, and I'll go into that, I think. It's only 9 o'clock, so it's not a big deal. Just wish this would move along. Mini-Perl is still working, and Mini-Perl does not have a price tag. It has no hat. And you know, all these these things going on. Nothing's going on over here. Maybe I could just try something else that's not a big deal. Like Pkgsrc. There we go. So let's do that. So let's go and CD archivers, Pkgsrc, and let's see how it goes. And if I get the error, I know it compiles without a problem with a lot of stuff. So, but I don't know if I have all the same dependencies I had before. So we'll see what happens. And okay, so I found NB patch. Maybe that's all I needed. So we shall see. It's applying the patches. Maybe in very short order I'll have everything back that I had before. Wouldn't that be great? Now, one of these I know it's going to error out because of the math library, and when we get there, I really want to show how this build link thing was able to eliminate the need to actually write a patch for it. That was remarkable. I forgot what links. I think links needs SSL, so I can't show that one. Yeah, so now it's doing configure. My God. And then if I don't get any further than just what's already on Haiku, I'm gonna it's like, what a waste of time. Oh yeah, so when Perl's done, when it finally finishes, it ends up putting libperl.so in boot home package libperl 5.2.0 i386 core. Let's see if I actually if that has come into existence yet. At least the directory. So what's it called again? Let's see, boot home package. Where are we at? Boot home package. Lib. Okay, so Perl 5 isn't even there yet. So no. Okay, so we're doing some manual page handling for Pkgsrc. We may actually be done with that sucker. And we're installed. Alright, why don't we try... Pkgsrc is designed to be able to unzip Windows cab files, basically. Let's see. Yeah, I think I had actually Pulse Audio installed in here at some point. It's weird. Oh no, that was on NetBSD. Oh no, maybe I should try Gzip. Maybe that. Okay, where am I? Oh, Gettext is done. Gettext is done. Okay, let's do the package info. PKG info. Gettext. All of them are there. Yeah, so try gzip. What the hell? Why not? Now, there was some issue with it. I should be seeing Perl. There it is. Wow, so Perl's ready to do its man page, but this is just stage 1. But it doesn't have a problem. There's really nothing to patch for Perl. Go into gzip. Do. Download source code. Saying it's installing Perl. It'll get registered. Wow. Okay, there we are. So we're there. So now I'm going to move. Okay, let's go back in this and let's show where this thing is. I can close the GNU lib. So Perl is done. Wow. Okay. Close that sucker. So I don't need that pipe 2C. Don't need the plist, but I'll keep it in case anybody else wants it. Okay. So secret to Perl is in package. Where the hell is it? Home package, library, Perl 5. There it is. 520. And buried down here in this goofy ass place. I386. Haiku. And this core thing. There's only one library. That. And you need to copy that. And you need to put that in boot home package library. File. Paste, and you're done with Perl. Perl's done. Alright. Gone. Links needs SSL. It's a pain in the ass. Mutt needs SSL. Everything needs SSL. SSL is the big problem. I mean, it really is a problem. I had no more luck or less luck reverting down to another version. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add. Yeah, I'll let it fail first. Maybe that's the answer. This lib p threads and the other thing. Okay, so let's go over here. Terminal. Close that up. So I think SSL actually needs Perl. Oh. No, wait. Oh yeah, I'm going to show you some things that are really important about being able to write to the root directory. So now gzip2's installed. I'll just do clear and just see where are we with packages. Not much. Yeah, it's growing. I don't want automake. I'm not going to worry about automake right now. I could deal with that. Okay, font config I know works easily. So does free type 2. So do some of the libraries. I'm just not going to do that right now. Pax is in there, isn't it? Yeah. All right, let's try openssl, which is under security. And I know it's going to fail. And I know that I'm probably going to have to cannibalize. So that's just the way it is. And I really didn't find much guidance from... Whoa. Wait, okay. So I got to do Control D. Okay, you know what I did? I went into the root of the directory. I didn't go into the SSL directory, so I am getting tired. Okay, so let's go. CD. No, I want to do go. CD security. Open SSL. Of course, no autocomplete for that because now it's due. I'm going to try. It's going to download it. I'm going to try to see if this build link transform makes a difference here, but I don't think so. Some of the, I mean, there's so many errors. Now, what it does is even though I had a successful Perl install, it'll complain that Perl is not installed correctly. And I think the complaint is based upon its assumption that Perl rests in the, and this thing would die, this core libs. If I didn't move the library up to the directory that I just showed you, this would fail. This P5 Perl 4 core libraries. So the answer to that, if you're getting P5 Perl 4 core libraries failing, then the answer is move libperl.so up into boot home package library. Now, the make file for openssl, even after this is going to fail at some point, I believe, after Perl 5 successfully installs. You actually have to go into the make file for openssl, and you have to let it know you're not using user. Looks like it's installing here. That first part. And things would just end up in some really strange places. So, that's all I have to say. And it is just, it's a nightmare. And I'll be surprised if this goes smoothly. I don't think it will. If it does, I'll be very happy, because this is version 1.01H. And I mean, I was jumping up and down on like I just won the World Series of Poker or something, you know, when this thing installed for me before. So, who knows? Now, I think that some of these configurations on the make.conf, it could be that I had used build link transform too early, or I had this operating system RPath too early, you know, who knows? I guess I can open up the shell and do some more of these other ones, like maybe digest or something. I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Oop. Alright, so what am I missing? Something called 9E. These are just random things I installed before. So I don't know why did I do that. Some of these will just be real easy. Some of them will not. Okay, so we got our top error. Yeah, here it is. Makefile is older than makefile.org. Configure or config. Reconfigure using the Perl configure, please. Okay, so what's going on here is that not only is my camera wire getting twisted, knots, that must be sight to see. But now if I were to go into the, here's the problem that you have now, being in Pkgsrc under this circumstance. If I ever get to the point where I decide to make clean, I'm going to lose the changes I'm going to make right now, and it gets really tedious. And I remember that this path is really not a successful path, but we'll just go in here. So, Pkgsrc. I have 50 gigs of space, by the way, if you're wondering. Not ready to run out of space soon, but when you get up, if you only have 20 gigs, you're going to run out once you start, just when you're ready to start compiling some interesting packages. So, security, let's go to openssl. I'm going to work, and let's check out source code directory. Let's see. Okay, now there are two of these things, and when I've read some of the documentation about openssl, basically config is the not so good version of configure, and this capital configure is the better version, supposedly. Again, I'm using my file types because it's one thing I don't like about the way Haikuos is. is that it doesn't let you open anything you want with a text editor. Because this is text, as you will soon see. An error occurred when checking the document's UTF-8 encoding. The first problematic character is highlighted. Please use File Options dialog to select the correct error encoding. Now, this configure thing... What the hell did I do? Oh. I don't want to do configure, I want to do the make file. Configure is just not going to be successful at creating a good make file. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look for user local that we're not allowed to have. Someone is so wise in their choices. So go down here. And there we are. There is our install top. User local SSL. Now, isn't that great? So we have this crap to sort out, and we got to figure, you know, okay, edit, copy, right? So let's do replace. Replace user local with, first of all, I'm going to see if there's anything like a local directory in my package directory. Come on. Oh, great. So, great. Go back. Oh, great. It's not even going to go. Oh, there it is. Okay, still there. I don't even have a local, but see, what I should do is have a user folder under package, right? So let's make that, maybe that'll do something. So USR, okay. Now the program hasn't even tried to make itself yet. So, all right. So we have a user local under boot home package. So let's go back here. I'm going to put in the place of user local. I'm going to put boot home package. So up. I'm going to paste this with Alt-V because this has to be really as foreign as possible, I'm sure. All right, so I'm going to replace all of these. All right, so let's hope, and let's see if we got everything. See, now here it is, user bin Perl. Big frickin' problem. We don't have that. Where's my Perl? User home package, no, it's boot home package bin. And I'll tell you one other thing. Just as I make these changes doesn't mean they're gonna, all these changes are actually gonna land in the right places when Perl tries to call some of its other scripts that have paths to user local Perl. And so SSL simply won't work. Right, there's Perl. So it's in boot home package bin, not user bin. So in place of user, I need to have boot home package. I should make that user. See, no, I shouldn't make that user because Perl is indeed inside of boot home package. The ranlib, when you do which ranlib, it's in bin. not user bin. Now, here's the problem. The system, let's see if do we have a Perl? Let's see, which Perl? Bin Perl. Now, do I have two installations of Perl, and is it going to pick the change-rooted Perl? Let's go and look in Haikuos for Perl. Come on, Perl. All right, are we even? It says it's active. Now, the problem is if I uninstall Perl, no, I don't have that problem. So yeah, I'm going to uninstall this. I got Perl 520. Now it's going to get rid of all this stuff. Which I can get back. But come on. Okay. So when I'm done, I should be able to put which Perl. It's not going to... Okay. So, the only Perl is... I'm interested in this stage. And then I have to wonder, well, if I do it this way, is it always going to look for Perl in that place? Does someone actually have to have a package source structure? I don't know. So I'm going to try to make it as mirrored as possible. So they want it to be in bin, and I am in package bin. So I am mirroring this. Okay. So, but RAN library is in the system. So I don't know. Is that going to screw things up? Should I install RAN library inside of package source? These are all things I just don't freaking know. So now I'm going to do the switch. USR with that. Let's replace them. Bye-bye. All right, so boot home package bin Perl. This looks goofy happened here. Probably did, but hey, we'll live. So now we have a FIPS directory. I don't even know what the hell FIPS is or why we care about it. But that was supposed to change. It's supposed to be boot home package. To wonder how many of these things are embedded in here. When you have variables, that works, but you don't, it doesn't work. And it's disputable as to whether this is correct or not, but for the Haiku project to think that we're going to give all the other open source projects a lesson in proper coding, I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not going to hold my breath. Just kind of like I'm not going to hold my breath that there are going to be too many people that are interested in what I'm doing here, but we'll see. Alright, so I probably should just look for USR just to see. Oh man. The module's built. When the module's built, it will be in user, it doesn't even exist. And also, here's another thing. One time I had gone in here, and there's some other directory where it basically says, you probably should leave these alone. Like this target install prefix, install top. Oh, fuck, man. Like this. Do not edit this manually. Why in God's name? And oh yeah, so this install top At one point when I was doing the install, it went boot home package user local SSL user local SSL, which is some crazy shit. This, why wouldn't they? God, okay. And then if I run this configure this thing, guess what's going to come back? All the shit that I just fucking changed. And I'm supposed to think it's a great idea that we don't have a fucking local directory. Let's see. Let's just see what happens. I will just show openssl directory equals boot home package. Seems like 9E is taking a long time to download. User local SSL. Ah, command not found. Well, that makes sense. Guess that's because I actually have to put a little dot and / here. But my Perl installation is not screw. What the hell? Now they're not even clear about how to do this. Maybe it's Perl configure. No capital. And command not found, because of course I have to use my version of Perl, which is boot home package bin. So boot home package bin Perl configure, and can't open the script, no such file or directory. So just out of curiosity, let's see what the script says, okay? Well, I already know what it's going to say, but let's just look at this, okay? So we have this capital configure. Let's go in that thing. Styled edit. And what's it trying to call? Okay, there it is. Boot home package bin Perl. Okay. That's progress. Let's see if there's anything to do with user here. Isn't this fun and great? Let's have to scan through it. Half the time I won't find what I'm looking for. I mean, if you noticed on this other one I was doing, see, first time it found it, and next time it doesn't. Alright. Still wants this user crap. I don't know. I mean, I could... Where's my make file? Maybe it worked. Who knows? Now I gotta find this FIPS directory thing. I don't even know if I'm installing FIPS. I mean, I just don't know. There's one that has openssl directory. It's still user local. See, what the hell? So I don't have any options except to put boot home package user local SSL. And if it comes out screwy, well, the hell can I do about it? Nothing. Alright, let's just give it another shot. I might get a little further. It's about the way it goes. I mean, it's just, okay, something's happening. Eventually, I think it's going to... No, it doesn't. This isn't the one that errors out. There was one program that I actually had to install openssl devel separately. It's a package that doesn't exist in Pkgsrc, but it is available in the base system. And then that allowed another package to install. We'll see how it goes. I'm not holding my breath here. I'll admit that I wasn't that careful before, and I don't even know if I've been careful enough this time. The make file is 11 pages. And the tools I'm using don't seem to do a very good job at finding stuff I'm looking for. So, now, when you do that, I think it actually might make that message about the age of the thing disappear. Not sure. I haven't done anything with make.conf to pass a pthread or a math library, but it looks like it's doing something. At the end of the day, though, if things aren't right, it's going to have a lot of files that are missing from the package list, or I don't know. Maybe I might have succeeded. We'll find out. I mean, I don't know how long this is going to take, but I guess I could check on Firefox. Whoop-de-doo. We got a long way to go. So that's another thing. I mean, if we're sitting here struggling with basic stuff, we're never going to get to Firefox, which is why we're struggling with all the basic stuff. So now this looks different. I mean, I might have actually. Okay, this 90 looks pathetic. I'm gonna stop it. Control C. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so now it's going to download it and fail. So let's do it again. Then it'll work. I'll be very surprised if I succeed with this. Okay, there we go. So what do we got? Some kind of error, blah, blah, blah. Oh. LD. Wait, it's saying that... What? Okay, it's having some kind of... Oh, yeah, this ruined it for me. So this is doing the same thing. And it did before. I'm probably going to come back here tomorrow and use the dog's wishbone. But it's doing this undefined reference to all this crap, because we're so pure, right? I don't know how to overcome this one. I've tried. And if I have to make clean again, that's a real treat, because I've just had to hack a lot of stuff. So, and there's some errors actually in the object file, so it makes that really a treat. Undefined reference. I was eventually able to figure out what the hell was going on here. Because it's a misleading error. I think it's in this thing called server server.c in apps. It's a real treat. Okay, so yeah, we're up here. So this is gonna take a while. So server.c. Now I'm absolutely in foreign, unknown lands here. So we have an undefined reference to shutdown. I know enough to look for the word shutdown. That's quiet shutdown. So that doesn't seem to be a problem. Come on. How big is this thing? Probably huge. Okay, this shutdown, does it need to be lowercase? What is it about that that's a problem? And where am I supposed to define it? And am I able to just to do like it did before with the times C and the other thing? You know? And why is it doing this? Why does this compile without a problem in NetBSD, but it's a fucking pain in the ass in this Haiku? You know, what function has not been defined? What documentation do I not have? What would I have to go through to find it? Okay, so I could look at Haiku ports to see if I get any guidance on this. But why is that in caps? Here's another trick. Now, see, what line is this? It doesn't even tell you what line it is. And this is close except socket. Static void, whatever the fuck that means. I mean, is there supposed to be a space between the void and the... I don't know. This one doesn't have one. Do I just need to get rid of that? I mean, what is it? I don't know. Let's try it. It looks different. I mean, that's about all I can do. I mean, well, that seemed to do something. Well, now we got SV body, but it looks like I have more errors than I had before. What did I search for before? Okay, well, SV body, maybe that's it. Let's see, SV body. Do you have an empty void? No, we don't. Damn it. What's going on? Something else? Is it? What is it? Shutdown's still there. So now I can't even see. Okay, there we go. Int S. What is that? I don't know what the fuck any of these things mean. I literally. What the fuck does it have to do with shutdown? Where is the shutdown? I mean, there's now nothing here. I mean, nothing that I can go by. I mean, that's like, you know, and shutdown. Why is that in all caps? All right, so this is beyond my scope. Okay, so brainstorming. What strategies might I come up with? Well, I could search Google for a newer version of s_server_c. Maybe they fixed it. But I doubt it. I mean, didn't have a problem compiling over NetBSD. Who's going to call that a bug? Right? So, but I could try. Or an older version of it. I mean, maybe I could use a dog's wishbone. So, I'll right click on this. Actually, can I do it? Edit name and do Alt C to copy it. Let's go here into our best web browser ever, Web Positive. Okay, so we got a GitHub, but that's from. Okay, I'm probably going to get my openssl Heartbleed, but that's okay. So, can I download this thing? Or do I just have a web page? You must sign in. Quietly jump between files. What's raw? I don't know if I want to click on raw because blame is right next to it. Oh, there we go. Thank you. I'll copy that. Thank you very much. And we'll see if anything happens with it. Why not? Parts is parts, right? Okay, so edit copy. Yes, I am way out of my league. Open. Okay. Edit. Select all. Bada bing. Bada boom. Mission impossible. Let's see what happens now. So ready to roll the dice. Hope it lands on red. Let's try it. What's going on here? Referencing pointer is of a complete type. Referencing pointer is of a complete type. Referencing pointer is of a complete type. Well, looks like, I might have made some progress there. I did. Wow. Okay, so let's go over to engines. I've actually overcome that. But oh my God. Wow. Okay, so dog's wishbones work. Let's go up to engines down here because we've made it. Okay. What are we looking at here? Nothing to be done for all. Maybe we didn't. Maybe that's some kind of master file that's looking for CC Ghost. Nothing to do for all. Hello. Bunch of stuff in here. What's going on? Okay, so it started to make stuff. Oh no, it's still got a problem. Okay, so at least I have lines I can identify. Alright, let's go back. So it seems to, yeah. Alright. Alright, back to apps. Back to, what's this one? s_server_c. It's probably royally screwed up. I mean, I just pasted this fucking thing in here. 1870. So at least I got a line number. 1970. Okay, what is this? It's saying I've got a dereferencing pointer to incomplete type. What is this thing? Accept the state. Con. Do I just need to... Let's... Okay, Oh, this is debug mode. Fuck that. Bye-bye. Why do I don't care about debug mode. I just want to move on. So bye. Let's see, what's 22? Oh, I'm not gonna know what 2201 is. Will I? Actually, I gotta work backwards from 2442. So where are we? I could run it again, but I'm lazy. So this looks like it's doing nothing. What? If 0. Why do I care about this? Whatever. Alright, that's okay. That's 23, 21. That's about all I could do. Oh, wait. That was a 24, was it? $24.42. I'm about ready to stop and just give up and do the dog's wishbone, but we'll see. 24.42. This is just too much work, actually. Bio, print, IO, you know, who knows? I don't know what the fuck this is. Incomplete type. Okay. Great. Bio, print, I don't know what the hell this stuff is. What is it? Yeah, right. So, and this stuff compiles without a problem elsewhere. So, I mean, what the hell? You know, it's just... But then, okay, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to go home. Is Firefox no longer? Ah, first error. Some kind of problem with kfont view. What's the deal with that? Error in file is an unregistered media type. Error in file is an invalid MIME type. I might actually have this installed. Didn't need to do that today. Eat your fucking heart out. There you go. Done. Didn't have to do anything. Got a font error. Doesn't even matter. It's a lot easier than the other way around. Done for now.